All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to be making a digital tattoo. This is always a fun one because we invariably get a few phone calls from mom or dad as to what's going on. Because what kids will do is, you can see here, I have a picture of a bicep. Kids will use their own picture, so they'll give themselves a neck tattoo, maybe something on their arm or down their leg, something like that. All right. And then when we're done, they post that to their Snapchat or Instagram, and invariably we get a phone call from mom or dad, and I'll have a laugh about it. So anyway, get your picture into uh, Photopia, one that you're going to use, and give yourself a digital tattoo. All right, let's get started. Okay, here we go. Uh, First thing I need to do is I need to create what's called a displacement map. All right, in Photopia, a displacement map becomes a smart object in the layer palette. In Photoshop, it's done a little differently, so just follow along. First thing I'm going to do is I need to duplicate this background. All right, on that background, on the new one, I'm going to go Image, Adjust, Desaturate. Next, I want to soften some of this contrast, so I'm going to go Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. I'm going to bump this down to 2 though. It's not too blurry, all right? Then I have to come over here, right click, and say Convert to Smart Object. All right, you'll see a little thing right there. All right, and I'm just going to shove that back here. All right, so now I'm on here. Now what I need to do is I'm going to go search for a tattoo. Okay, I already have one, so I'm going to say open. There it is. Now what I have to do is I'm going to just quickly duplicate into, say okay. I'm going to close this out, and there, I'm in my original. You can see it's way too big, so I'm going to edit, transform the scale. And again, if you hold the shift key, it stays proportional. Okay. So again, now this is a little too big, but just for now, if you notice the white around here, what I want to do is I want to get rid of that white. A couple ways to do that. You can come over here and grab the magic wand, and if you touch the white, all right, if you notice it took this whole section, I can hit delete and it's gone. All right, I'm just going to put it back because I want to show you something else. If you go to select and go color range, I can come down here, touch the white, say okay. Oh, gosh, what's going on? And it selected everything that's white. Then I can hit delete or backspace, and then I can go select, deselect. All right, so as you can see, I've got my tattoo now cut out. What I want to do is place it where I'm going to put it. So again, I have to say edit, free transform. Okay. So what I'm going to do is place this where it needs to go. Okay. I've got that. Now, this part that's a little bit different. Okay, so now that I've got the tattoo kind of where I want, what this displacement map does is it will read sort of the terrain, I guess is the best way to put it, sort of like a topographical map. And it does that through the value ranges. So you can see how the bicep here, if I move this, look at, you've got highlights that go into a value range into a shadow. All right, then it goes back. Well, the Photopia will read that as like topographically. All right, so here we go. We've got this. The next thing I'm going to go do, make sure I'm on that layer. I go to filter, distort, displace, and it says right here, smart object. You can see it's the background copy. All right. If you notice, did you notice this shift a little? Watch when I change these numbers to 5, 5. All right. So again, change them to 5, and you'll see it. It's just a slight little dip. You're not going to notice it so much yet. All right. So I'm going to say okay. Next thing I'm going to do is change the background layer property from normal to multiply. All right. Then come here and shrink your fill opacity down just a smidge. All right. And it will start to look like it's right in there. All right. With that being said, all right. Anything else? Looks great, you guys. Send it off. File, export as JPEG. Okay. Bump that up to 100. Save. Thank you so much, you guys.